Yeah, I think I'm live. No. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Am I live? I think I'm live. Hello, everyone. And so this is the end of the Grand Multiliteracy event 2024. I hope you enjoyed the various interviews organized. And I'm doing these conclusion sessions so that you can have a quick snapshot of each day and know if you want to catch up on some of them or prioritize some of them rather than others. Also, if you want to say just hi and give me comments about any session you attended, feel free to write it in the comments. I see already one comment. Think, oh, no, where did it go? Ah, yeah, from Samir, who says, so Yoshito, are there any multiliteracy conferences that families can attend? If not, any chance you might consider organizing one? So, Samir, if you mean like a physical event, I mean physical, where there is one location and people come, um, I don't know. But for example, for multiliteracy, that's why I'm doing this. So I've done it last year, I'm doing it this year. My aim is to carry on, so to have it as an annual event each year to get some speakers to talk about various issues and challenges that families have, families and teachers as well that they have. And I try to organize sessions accordingly. So if you want a bit more details of you want to go to another conference, you can catch up on last year's multiliteracy event, which is in the playlist Grand Multiliteracy Event 2023. So you can catch up on this as well. And so some of you are saying, yes, I meant a physical event. Of course, this online conference has been wonderful too. Thank you very much. So physical conferences, there are some that pop up on events, how is it called? Eventbrite. I don't know if you have it in the US, but it's something that talks about different events. Um, so you might check there if it exists in the US. But also, um, I think of some I can think of to share with you. But in the US, I might not be the best person to give you names on this, but have a look and I'll put them in the comments. And so yeah, before I debrief on today's sessions, I want to say first a big thank you to all the researchers and experts who joined us live, so who made time to come to do these interviews, to answer your questions. I'm really grateful for that. And I hope that you all took something away, that you, depending on your situation, that you got some advice to guide you if you couldn't join live. Um, as I said before, if you still have questions and you write them, I send them to the speaker to answer you. And also, another group of people I want to thank is all those of you who have told me what your challenge is. So in May, I shared in different Facebook groups survey to know what were your challenges and questions. And I had quite a lot of people telling me, so that helped me a lot. And also maybe three particular people who helped me find as well the speakers, the different speakers in this event, because I knew some of them. There were some I didn't know, and I was guided by three main people. So there was Uta Lima Rivolt, um, who, by the way, is still giving away for free this ebook on Amazon. It's free until today, so make sure you get it if you're interested. It's 123 activities to help you foster your languages in a fun way. So whether it's speaking, reading, and writing, it's a collection of small activities. It's really bite-sized, so it doesn't take. Is it- So you have that just sorry a bit of a page here. You have another activity here, another activity here. If you want for multilingual literacy, so reading and writing, I just my book again. So this one, where you have activities, but purely for reading and writing. Two other people I would like to thank is Catherine Wilcox and Persis Nauman, who introduced me to some speakers as well, or who brought my attention to some speakers. So thanks to all of you, I was able to create an event where I had the issues and then find the best person to answer these issues. So hopefully you have everything answered for you. So I hope you enjoyed it. And also a reminder, because that's the last session, but you have until next Saturday, so the 5th of October, if you want to enter the giveaway. So there are, if I remember well, 15 books, two sets of resources, one family or school consultation, and I'm also offering a school author visit. So for schools, if you want to get me in to talk about multilingual superpowers with your students and do some workshops, I'm more than happy to do that. And you can get that for free if you win the giveaway. And also, if you enjoy this event and would like to support me in creating others and also publish more books, I have set up a donation page on Buy Me a Coffee. So you have the link in the description as well. I believe I put it. But yeah, if you want to buy me a virtual coffee, it's very appreciated. And so now let's debrief on the day. So we started this morning with two sessions that were especially for schools, and to see how you can bring your students' languages into the school and value them. We had Sufia Amin who told us how in her school they created a new curriculum where multilingualism had its own place. And then we had Dr. Bijak Babik and Dr. Smith Benyaya of the association Bilingue Plus, which is in France, to tell us about this project they have of La Semaine des Langues. Not a project, it's been going on for years, but how they managed to value students' languages. And all speakers have told us about the impact it can have to value students' languages, how even adults, parents, can then realize, oh yes, I am bilingual, multilingual, and be proud of who they are. And one thing that they both, or all of them, both sessions, where it was mentioned, is the role of parents. So how we can encourage parents to take part in it, but also the how much help it can give, and also the validation it gets when you get parents on board as well. So if you're looking to get more parents on board, you can watch this video as well, these two videos, to see how you can get more parents involved in that. Because I'm sure there are many schools who are already doing a lot for their students, but for the message to be really impactful, they need to have the support of the parents as well, and to have the parents on board. And then there was a session, especially for parents who maybe didn't pass on the language, their home language, to their children when they were little, but now they're a bit more grown up and they don't know really how to do it. So Dr. Beniko Mason told us about her story listening method. She uses it in class to teach Japanese students to learn English. So it's all through stories, and she explains exactly how to do it so it's effective and children can acquire the language. So I feel like it's a very nice way to do it where it feels effortless, just the language comes in their head, um, instead of having like grammar lessons, etc. Because that can be really off-putting. So I guess it's a much better way. So for students, but also at home, we can adopt this method, especially when we have children who are already a bit grown up and want to start with this. A story time is really uh, let's say, well, a part in the day. So you don't need to do it all the time. So I guess it's easy to start with as well. Then we had Tetsuyong, who is raising his children with 5 languages, and they can also read and write in all 5 languages. So we talked about how he does it. I shared a bit about how we do it in my family as well. I guess if there are two main takeaways I want to share here, so if that interests you, you can go and watch the full video. So the first one is that we need to prioritize bonding moments we create with our children. So spending time with them, quality time, and that with this, so that's the priority. And if this is done properly, then the consequence could be that they're interested in our languages and cultures, reading, writing. So, but if they are not, there is not no bond. Generally, we're probably many to be in the situation where we are the only speaker of the language, or we don't know that many other people who can bring the language into their environments. So, if we manage to create this bond, our language can become important in their eyes, even if it's one person becomes important, and then there is all the rest that follows. In terms of, so the topic of the session was how can we juggle the different languages and scripts we have in our families. So the main message is to not just see as a picture what's happening now, and maybe one language is better than the other, etc. But try to see it long term. So maybe there'll be some moments where our children will be more interested in one language because we've just visited the country, or maybe a family member came, or anything like that that can boost their interest. So they might be more willing to speak in that language, or read and write stories read stories in that language. But then I guess on our part, what we can do as parents is to see long term, and maybe if we want the languages to be balanced overall, is to maybe think, okay, how can I plan something that motivates my child in a few months' time? And also, one that's a third message actually that takeaway is to um, have our own, like, to moderate our expectations. So it's very unlikely that our children are going to have like all their languages at the same level. So to see what is maybe the most useful for them, the priority. Tetsu was saying that, for example, Chinese was more difficult for the children. They were able to read and write and speak up to a certain level, but it was below the other languages, but he's fine with that. So it's our expectations that we need to keep into view. So to see if we're too asking too much from them, from us as well. Because we have 24 hours in a day, so we can't do everything. And to finish, we had a very interesting conversation with Dr. Floso Argiri, where we talked about the multi-literate brain and what it can bring to. So first, the benefits on our brain. So one thing that was reassuring is to know that having different scripts is not confusing for a child. Uh, and so we can start teaching to read our. We can start to teach our children to read in two different languages. So it can be, for example, English in school and, for example, Korean at home, um, or French or whatever. But we don't need to think, okay, it needs to be after, before, at the same time. It doesn't really matter. It's more to do with how motivated they are. So, for example, my own sons, they were, especially my eldest, he wasn't really interested before he started doing it in school. Then he started seeing the point of being able to read books. So then we started with the multiliteracy journey in French and Korean. Um, and yeah, and also we talked about the fact that it's good to think of, okay, it's good for the brain, so at least it's not bad for the brain. It's good, but also how much being able to read and write in other languages, all our languages, can bring into our lives. So that's probably what we need to do with the what needs to motivate us with our children. It's not just to get them to read and write because of whatever, but because of what it can bring into their lives if they can do that. And so on this note, I'm closing the Grand Multiliteracy event 2024. I'm glad quite a few of you came on live. I know it was like a marathon. It felt like a marathon for me to have one session after the other. But I know you couldn't watch everything at once. So hopefully these conclusion sessions can help you as well. Sort out which sessions you want to watch first. Yeah, and as I said, if you have other questions you're catching up later, don't hesitate to write your comments. And oh, we have one comment here about speaking at schools. How far can you travel? Yoshito. So speaking at okay. So for to go into schools and do presentations. So I can go as far as needed. What I mean is that I do in-person visits, but also online visits or virtual visits. So if it's in person, so there is the fee for the presentation, etc., the author visits package. And then there is the traveling cost. So if depending on where I need to go, the traveling cost can be more or less. But if it's in another country, generally I try to group schools together. So for example, last year I visited 4 schools in the Netherlands in the same week. So then all the schools were able to share the traveling fee. And also one of the schools had the won actually they won the oh, I can't speak, I'm tired. One of the 4 schools had won the author visits. So for them, it was just the traveling fee that they had to pay. So I can go as far as needed if you want me in person, but also I do it virtually. So it's as it suits you, your school. Okay, so I guess I stop here. Thank you very much again. It was a real pleasure to have some of the questions coming in, understanding your issues, and hopefully being able to give you some answers to your questions and challenges. Thank you very much again, and see you soon somewhere online on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, or anything. Bye, everyone. It was a real pleasure. Bye.